The MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Edge Boost. Bank for better. Sign up today at your bet per code SGPN to get a $25 deposit bonus. And welcome everybody to the MLB Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. It is currently Friday evening, May 23rd, around 5 p.m. Eastern Time, here to break down the Saturday games on the baseball card. I'm Rose, as always, for Friday, Scott Reichel, once again joined by Lonte Smith together to break down the games here for the Saturday card. Lonte, how's it going with you? We had one game already today, and it went off the rails very quickly, and we'll see them play again later, but the Red Sox scored about 13 runs in one inning. So how'd you enjoy the game?
Man, actually, I was on Boston. I'm actually on them in both games here. So, yeah, good start to the day, man. A good Friday. We already talked about the NBA action. I think you and Real talked about the WNBA action. So, yeah, man, we're just trying to get it all covered and hopefully get some winners.
Yep, I did have the open, so I didn't have Boston. I didn't really care, but either way, 19-5 is a good win. So we were both happy, and we'll see how they look in Game 2. Devers, I think, had 2 home runs and 8 RBIs, I think, in that game. So nice job by him performing well, along with pretty much the entire team in the back half of that game. Either way, though, a point is, of course, we still have a lot of games that have yet to be played on Friday. In fact, the Red Sox game wasn't even supposed to be played today. That was the first game of a doubleheader because the game yesterday got rained out. So point is, you have a bunch of games coming up later on today. But we're here to talk about tomorrow. So we're going to get into the actual games in a second. Before we get into the games for Saturday, a reminder that you can find a good discount code right now on the merch store, because if you go to the merch store right now and you could use the code DGENS at checkout for 20% off everything in the merch store. So once again, use the code DGENS at checkout for 20% off everything in the SGPN merch store. So take advantage of that opportunity. Moving on to the actual games for the Saturday card. Starting off with the first game, you have the Royals taking on the Twins. For this game, Kansas City is a slight dog here. Minnesota's minus 125 at home. Kansas City's plus 105 on the road. You have Matthews against Waka. Now, Matthews made one outing. He was not very good against Milwaukee as he got chased pretty early. 3 innings, 5 hits, 4 earned, and 3 walks. Not very good. Waka, though, has been fine this season. 3-4, 2.86 ERA. Over-under in this game is set at 8. I don't just like their offense. I get why Minnesota's favored because of their home numbers being 16-7. But I don't think Matthews is that good. So based on that, I think that the plus money for Kansas City is how I'll go about it. Minus 125 feels a bit steep for me. I think that Matthews, until he actually performs well, I'll fade him. Give me Waka at plus money.
Yeah, I kind of like Kansas City as well. I liked them yesterday. Waka's been really good. I mean, 2 earned runs and 5 1/3 versus Minnesota on April 10th. So he was pretty good there. 2.49 ERA in 6 starts. He's had 3 or less in those 6. So he's pitched pretty well. I mean, this is Matthews' debut, right? His 2025 debut. If I'm not mistaken.
He pitched on Sunday and he was terrible against Milwaukee.
Oh, okay, yeah. So 28 earned runs, 11 home runs, 28 earned runs, 11 of those home runs, and 37 2/3 last year. He had been dominant in AAA, but again, not good enough here. I understand the Twins being at home, but I talked about it yesterday. The Royals have had their number, so I'm going to take the plus money both days. And like Mal says, if we split one, we win. So I like Kansas City here.
Yep. Moving on to the next game, you have the Diamondbacks taking on the Cardinals. Now, for this game, matchup between Kelly and Liberatore. The Cardinals are minus 115. Diamondbacks are minus 105. For the over/under in this game, I see 8. Cardinals are great at home, 16-8 on the at home. I mean, Arizona is 13-11 on the road. Kelly has been solid this season, great lately. He's given up 1 run in his last 2 starts combined. Struck out 11 against the Rockies last time, but the Rockies, of course, are a fake team. ERA is higher on the road, about 4.28, so not amazing on the road, but fine. Liberatore has been great at home, though, 1.8 ERA at home. He's also been great. He's allowed less than 3 earned in 5 straight. I like the under in this game, and this total's a bit high. I think that you're looking at Liberatore and Kelly, who can each go well here. I think 8's a good deal, and minus 105. I'll look at the Cardinals as well, but as most of the total here, I see a low-scoring game.
Yeah, I completely agree. I went over yesterday with this game and that specific matchup, but I think both pitchers here are going well. You talked about Liberatore being at home with the stellar ERA, 1 earned run or less in 3 straight at home. He's been really good so far. As well as St. Louis being at home. Kelly's been okay. He's also been really good on the road. No more than 1 earned run allowed in 4 straight on the road, 2 or less in 7 of his last 8 overall. So I think we see a low-scoring game. I'm going 3-2 St. Louis. I think they can get it done, though.
Yep. Moving on to the next game on the card, you have the Brewers against the Pirates. For this one, you have Priester against Keller. Both pitchers have really not been that great. Priester's 1-2, 4.66 ERA. Keller's 1-6 with a 3.88 ERA. Pittsburgh actually scored more than 4 runs in a game for once, and they still lost. So see how they look in this one. For the over/under in this game, I see the line being set at 8.5, and for the money line, it's -110 apiece. Now, Keller, despite being 1-6, has been better than Priester. His numbers have been fine. He just gets no run support. He's been really bad at home, though. 4.64 ERA, has allowed less than 3 earned in 2 straight. Priester's not any good, but the Pirates can't hit, which is why it's a pretty tricky game. I'm going to go Milwaukee. I mean, their offense isn't good either, but at least they've been waking up somewhat over the last couple games. They had a really bad series over the weekend against Minnesota. Then they were actually able to score some runs in the finale, but they have scored at least 4 runs in 5 straight. So I do like how they've been performing lately. Pittsburgh barely ever reaches 4. So I do think that the Brewers can accidentally win a low-scoring game here. I see the under 4-2 type game for Milwaukee.
Yeah, I don't love it, but I'm going to go with Pittsburgh just off pitching alone. I think Keller is the superior pitcher. I mean, 3 straight quality starts, 2 combined runs scored by Pittsburgh. So he's been getting it done. It's just Pittsburgh offensively, like you said, has just not been able to help him out here. I don't really trust Priester. He's been used in bulk relief role lately. Not a lot of swing and miss stuff. Now, again, can Pittsburgh take advantage of that? I don't know. But I'm going to take them here on a short price with the better pitcher. Hopefully they can get some runs across. But I do agree 100% with the under. I don't think both teams, although Milwaukee's shooting up a little bit, but they've been inconsistent. They seem like they're finding a good stride offensively, and then they kind of hit a wall. So I think Keller can pitch well against them. I do like the under. If I had to make a play, I would play Pittsburgh on the side, though.
Yeah, I think we're just going to disagree because I don't want to trust Pittsburgh at all when this team can't score more than 3 in a given game.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next game, you have the Giants against the Nationals. Now, for this game, we have no lines because we have no pitcher listed for San Francisco. You have Irvin, though, going for the Nationals, 3-1 with a 3.88 ERA. For the over-under, I have nothing here. See, rumors it might be Kyle Harrison, who might be pitching for the Giants, who's been around for a few years, but he was injured, and I believe he's making his return tomorrow. So he will be starting tomorrow. So keep an eye out for Harrison. Ended up having a 3.38 ERA so far this season, but he has not gone more than 2 innings in a single outing. So he has been mostly a relief guy so far this year. Last year, his ERA was in the mid-4s, so not exactly a great pitcher. But the point is we'll see how he looks. I have no lines on this one. I'm assuming the Giants will be favored slightly, but I could be wrong. It could go either way. I don't have any lines, so I got really nothing to say.
Yeah, I would look at Washington, depending on how big that plus sign is beside him. But outside of that, it's just kind of hard to navigate through this.
Yeah, just looking at Irvin's numbers, though, his ERA's been slightly worse in the road, kind of the same when it comes to home road splits.
Mm-hmm.
He has allowed less than 4 earned in 3 straight. He's been fine. He's been alternating wins and losses with the Nationals have in his appearances. So I really, for this game, I kind of want to just see what the lines are going to open up and go from there. But I might just take whoever's plus money in this game.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree.
But either way, moving on to the next game, you have the Orioles against the Red Sox. For this one, you have Eflin against Dobbins. No lines in this game either. Makes sense because they're playing a doubleheader today, and one team gave up 19 runs to start. I actually see one line posted. I see the Red Sox at -120. Orioles are around +102. Over-unders at 9.5. Now, Dobbins this season has actually been decent. He's 2-1, 3.62 ERA. Been better at home. Had one bad outing against the Tigers, but besides that, he's kind of been alternating good and bad starts. He has allowed less than 2 earned in 2 of his last 3. We'll see how he goes in this one. For Eflin, he's been bad, like the entire rotation for Baltimore. 3-2, 5.08 ERA. Been good on the road, though, a 2.65 ERA, but got shelled the last start. 5 1/3, 10 hits, 8 earned, 4 home runs against the Nationals. So not off a good start. Red Sox might be heating up a little bit. Saw Bregman got hurt today. We'll see how long he's out for. But either way, think for this game, I'll go with Boston. Baltimore's a team you could just fade every day, and you'll probably make more money than actually backing them. But Dobbins has been fine. Give me Boston and Fenway.
Yeah, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Boston and over would be the play for me. I don't really think it's need to reinvent the wheel. I just don't think Baltimore is in good form or have been in good form all year. It's probably going to be one of those wasted years with all the talent that they have and what they did not acquire in the offseason, thinking they could just run it back and not get better was a big mistake. So I'm going to continue fading Baltimore as long as they give us a decent price here. So I like Boston and over.
Moving on to the next game, I agree with you about the over, by the way. Looking at the Cubs and the Reds. For this one, you have Rhea against Abbott. Two solid pitchers so far this
Mhm.
season. Rhea 3-0, 2.38 ERA. Abbott 3-0, 1.80 ERA. Reds are plus 105. Cubs are minus 125. Over-under in this game is set at about 9. For this one, honestly, I don't see much separating these two pitchers here. Rhea, I think we've been surprised by how good he's been. But he's been great. I mean, he's allowed less than 3 earned in 4 of his last 5. Doesn't typically go much distance, but still good enough to get the job done. And Abbott showed up mid-season. He's been great. His ERA at home is .9, and he's
Mhm.
allowed one earned run his last 4 starts combined.
Mhm.
So I know the bullpens have been a bit problematic, but I do think the Reds have plus money is the way I'll go about it. I just don't see much separating these pitchers, and I think that Abbott at home's been better. So based on that, I don't mind the plus money. Should be a close game. I get the Cubs are better. They can wake up in any, I'd say, moment to steal this victory from Cincinnati, but I like the plus 105. I think Abbott's been good. I'll take the plus money.
Yeah, I'll take the plus money. I think it's more of a coin flip game, but I do like Abbott at home. Rhea's success has mostly been at home. He's not had many road starts, but he's been pretty good. But I mean, with that being said, I like the under. I like the first 5 under even more. If both pitchers going to be in really good rhythm, Abbott's got a low hit rate. He's been dominant at home. You went over the numbers. I don't want to regurgitate those, but if you expand it just a little bit more, he's got 1 earned run or less in 6 of his last 7, and that's been pretty good. Cincinnati, again, they're kind of feast or famine. When they're really good, they're good. When they're really bad, they're bad. So there's no really middle ground for them, which is kind of scary. But if you're getting plus money for them, I think I would rather have that upside. Chicago, they continue to just be, model of consistency. But in this spot with Abbott on the mound at home, I'm going to take them at the plus money and the under first 500.
Under 2, I agree with you. I think it'll be a low-scoring game, but I think plus money is just how I'll go about this game, where I don't see much separating these two pitchers. Moving on to the next game, you have the Padres against the Braves. For this one, you have a matchup between King and Holmes. I don't believe I see any lines out for this game. I actually do. Some lines were posted a little while ago. The Padres are minus 122. Holmes and the Braves are plus 104. Over-under is set at about 8.5. I know King's better, but damn, the Padres are terrible right now. I can't back them at this point in time. They have lost, 6 in a row now? And they had scored 3 runs in their last 5 games combined, then lost in extras to the Blue Jays yesterday. But they've lost 6 in a row. I get King's good, but for the price alone, I can't lay it with the Padres off a 6-game losing streak. This team sucks. I'll go with the Braves right now at plus money. I understand if you wanted to back San Diego about a month ago at this price, I'd agree with you. But right now, I can't do it. And they're also a lot worse on the road than at Petco. So give me the Braves money line at plus money.
I mean, I completely agree with you. I mean, just San Diego offensively not been able to get it done. The Braves, they're trending up. They get Acuna back today, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Obviously, not sure how much they're gonna utilize them or whatever the case may be. But I think that could insert a jolt into that lineup on both sides. So I'm looking forward to seeing Acuna come back. I like the Braves at home, man. I mean, they generally play well at home, and they haven't this year thus far. So I think that kind of course corrects, and they play a little bit better in a good spot.
They're 15-7 at home. They've been pretty good at home.
Yeah, I think I just don't like the way they've been winning. More so than
it's a lot of low scoring games, but they're still winning. So.
Yeah. And I mean, San Diego's had their number. I think they won like 5 straight against them, including 3 this year, if my math is right. So, yeah, I think it's a good time to get right here for Atlanta with that plus money at home. I think it's a good spot for Atlanta.
Yeah, I just don't want to back San Diego at all right now, especially laying in the spot. So there you go. I'll go with the under as well because the Padres can't hit. So I'll go with that for now. Moving on to the Mariners against the Astros. For this one, you have Wu against Valdez. The Astros are minus 125. The Mariners are plus 105. For the over-under in this game, I see it being set at about 7.5. Wu's been great this season, 5-1, 2.65 ERA. Valdez has been up and down, 3-4, 3.57 ERA. Better at home, though. He has allowed 5 runs in his last 3 starts combined, also going a ton of distance. I like the under in this game. I think it'll be a low-scoring pitcher's duel. I think Wu's been solid. Valdez has been good. We know that he's an innings eater. He tends to go distance, and I see both offenses who've been okay so far this season having some struggles against these pitchers. I'll go under in this game.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I'm going to take Seattle. I think Wu has been in better form, but he is dealing with he got hit in the leg yesterday by a foul ball. So I'm interested to see how how he is. He said he's going to be fine, but I read that earlier today. It's been a mixed bag for him on the road, but he has been dominant in his last two starts against San Diego and the Yankees. One combined run in those last two starts. Valdez, like you said, he's been a lot better lately, so he's just consistent. But he has had a higher hit rate than usual. So I think Seattle, if their offense kind of get going a little bit more, maybe not as good as they have been like last month, but just somewhere in the middle of where they are now and where they were, I think they can get this one. So I'll take Seattle with the plus money. Definitely agree with your undertaker.
Yeah, before we get into any of the other games on the card for Saturday, a reminder that we are brought to you by our sponsor, Edgewood, because it's the first ever bank account built for bettors, ensuring that all your gambling transactions are approved, no usage fees, no balance. Sign up today and get some cashback rewards. 100% approval, permanent deposit. Sign up today at Edgewood.bet, promo code SGPN. When you do deposit, $25, Edgewood's match deposit, Edgewood.bet, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by fans because they have a brand new promo. They're going along for the NBA playoffs with their extender bonus. Hop in game one, and the longer the series goes, the bigger the bonus bet gets. Sign up for your new account with the promo code MLB SGPN. You get a special pick and a first time deposit offer up to 1K more cash on fantasy promo code MLB SGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finished going through the first couple games on the card. Time to move on into the next game on the slate. Moving on to the Rangers against the White Sox. For this game, you have Leiter against Cannon. The Rangers minus 185. White Sox are plus 155. Rangers got swept by the Yankees. Really bad on the road. They're 8-16. White Sox are bad at everything, but they're only 10-14 at home, actually. So not that terrible at home. Cannon 2-5, 3.76 ERA. Been unbelievable at home, though. A 1.17 ERA at home. He has allowed less than 4 earned in 5 straight, but he's still not very good as far as I'm concerned. But at home, he has been pretty good. Leiter, though, had a no-hitter going through about 7 innings against the Astros. Then he imploded, and they blew the game. So they've not been very good in the starts. Rangers so far this season have lost 4 of his last 5, so definitely not getting the results that he wants. But the question is, can the White Sox actually score any runs to win this game? Over-under is at 8 in this game. Both teams are bottom 4 in runs per game, so I don't see a high-scoring game. For this one, I might go with a cop-out because I do think this can be a one-run game. Give me the White Sox plus 1.5 at minus 115. I see a low-scoring game, 3-2, something like that, but I really don't want to be laying the run line when neither team might reach 4 in a given game. Give me the White Sox plus 1.5.
Yeah, I like the 1.5. I like the White Sox in this game, actually. Leiter, he did bounce back from earlier starts in the month. He had allowed 10 earned in his first 2 this month, and then he bounced back with allowing just 4 in his last 2. That's combined with that no-hitter that you were talking about. But Cannon, man, he's been pretty good, especially at home. 2 earned runs combined and 3 home starts. He's been really good. He's pitched well on the road. I prefer the White Sox first 5. Obviously, we don't have that number, but I'll be taking first 5. I like the under as well. You talked about the offenses. Don't trust either side. So yeah, I'm a White Sox boy today, man. Tomorrow. I like the White Sox to get a win, so I'll maybe bet them around the world. The run line, first 5, full game. Yeah, so I'll be all over the White Sox.
I know the Yankees are in first place, and they've been looking good lately, but damn, Texas was unimpressive in that entire series. So I'm not sold on either offense. I see a low-scoring game, so I guess under or pass. But Canada's been good at home, so, good for him. Moving on to the Yankees, speaking of, they're taking on the Rockies in a question of, do you want to lay the 2.5 or not? The Yankees are minus 325. You have Fried pitching 6-0 with a 1.29 ERA. As for the Rockies, you have Freeland pitching 0-6, 5.68 ERA. Freeland, we know, has been really bad, especially at home, 7.71 ERA. Was good last start, though, 5 1/3, 1 run against the Phillies. But the Rockies have lost 3 straight starts that he's made by at least 3 runs, which is not ideal. Fried is a Cy Young candidate right now. He's been that good. For the run line, the Yankees minus 1.5 is at the price of, you don't want to know, a minus 205. For the Rockies plus 1.5, I see plus 168. The over-under in this game is set at about 10.5. Now, yeah, you have to get creative betting Rockies games because everyone knows how bad they are. They're off to the worst 50-game start in the last 120 years, I think. They're 8-20. They're 8-42, I think. But I'll ask you for this one because we know that Fried and the Yankees should win this game. The question is, can they win by 3+ runs? Because the only way you can actually bet the Yankees.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get creative. Like, you got to do some same-game parlays, maybe some Fried total outs over or Ks over, and then like you got to get really creative. I mean, team total. I mean, the team total tonight is 7.5. The Yankees. That's just
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think you just got to get creative. It's no real perfect way to handicap games like this. I mean, it would just be a team total over for me or nothing. I mean, Freeland's 5+ runs allowed in 2 of his last 3 home starts. He's got 6+ in 5 straight. Like he is just his hit rate has been high. Like 6+ hits. I'm sorry, in 5 straight. I mean, that's just a poor combination when you're facing the Yankees. So. Yeah, it would be Yankees team total over or nothing for me. If you want to lay like an alternate run line, like 3.5, maybe you can get creative there. But it's just hard to kind of put together something when the price is just this astronomical.
I forgot to mention, by the way, Fried's ERA on the road this season is .71. But I feel like I don't want to take the team total because I want Fried attached to it. And if you take the Yankees, you end up not getting any of Fried. So I don't mind the Rockies team total under. It's a high total. Just back Fried to pitch well. I know it's in cores, which could be a bit tricky, but the thing is, do I think the Yankees can actually score 8 runs? Do I feel good about it? Or like 7 runs? No. The Yankees offense should do pretty well this weekend, but I don't think it's a great unit right now. I mean, Vivas had the home run yesterday against Eovaldi, but that was the only run they scored. Like, I don't think the lineup's been that great, so I don't really want to trust the Yankees offense. Instead, I'll fade Colorado, who got shut down by Ranger Suarez yesterday. I think it's a good spot for Fried to shove again. I'll go with the Rockies team total under in that one instead. Moving on to the next game, you have the Blue Jays against the Rays. Now, for this one, you have a matchup between... trying to find my spot here. So the Blue Jays are currently using Berrios as the listed starter. You have Baz pitching for Tampa. For the actual money line in this game, trying to see if I have lines available for this one. Tampa's at around -120. Toronto's at about even money. And for the over-under in this game, I see around 9 or 9.5. Now, Baz was very good to start the season, and that's when the good times ended because he's been really bad lately. At home, 6.03 ERA. He has allowed at least 5 runs in 3 of his last 4 starts. He has allowed a grand total of 21 earned runs in his last 4 outings. He has been horrific. And for Berrios this season, 1-1, 4.19 ERA. However, Tampa did rough him up a bit, gave up 5 earned and 5 1/3 against them on the 13th. He has been better for the most part. He has given up 2 earned in 3 of his last 4, so he has been pitching better. I think I'll go with Toronto, but I do think this game could be high scoring because I do think you can expect to see both pitchers potentially struggle in this game. And the total I said before is, I think, a little bit cheap, actually, at around 9. I see a 9.5 there, but 9 is still available in some spots. I'll go with the over in this game. Tampa's offense has been a bit better lately at home. Toronto's offense isn't great per se, but I do think that the environment in Tampa can be beneficial for both teams. Checking the wind quickly to see if it's blowing out. It is. It's going to be about 86. Wind blowing out to right. I think it's a good spot for some runs. Give me the over in Tampa. Or in Steinbrenner Field, wherever the hell they're playing.
Oh, so you like Tampa, not Toronto?
I'm going with the over in the game. I'll go with Toronto at even money, but I prefer the over.
Yeah, I like Toronto. Barrios' contact rate is a bit high, but he's been pretty good. He has some walk issues as well. Solid on the road, 2 or less in 3 of his last 4. Boz has been, oh my God.
It's been bad.
He's been horrible. 19 combined earned runs in his last 3 home starts. He got 8 home runs allowed in his last 4. 5+ runs in 3 of his last 4. He's been horrible. And you talked about the wind. That's perfect for Toronto. I know it's hard to trust Toronto, but they've been trending up a little bit. So I'm going to trust them to get things done. I think Berrios is a superior pitcher here in this matchup. I prefer the Blue Jays offense, so I'm going to take the Blue Jays at even money with a better pitcher on the mound.
Yeah, I once again think Berrios can struggle too, though, so I just see runs.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yeah, he's had some issues, but I don't think he's had as many issues as Boz has.
No, he hasn't, but I think that Tampa can get to him. They got to him about a week and a half ago. So I think that you can't see some runs. Baz, I have no faith in at all. So I do think you're looking at what could be a game full of home runs, bit of fireworks in there, and we'll see a pretty entertaining game between these two teams. Moving on to the Guardians against the Tigers. Tigers, for this one, we know that they're the best team in the American League record-wise, but they did lose the opener 7-0 yesterday. You have Mize against Ortiz. Mize has been great, 6-1, 2.53 ERA. Ortiz 2-5, 4.66 ERA. For the actual money line in this game, I see no lines available, and for the total, I have nothing either. Assuming Detroit will be around -140, give or take, if I had to guess. I'll ask what you like in this one because Mize has been great, but the Guardians did win the first game of the series in a shutout. So kind of an interesting game because Ortiz's record is not any good because he's 2-5. He's been bad on the road, 6.58 ERA, but he has allowed less than 3 earned in 3 of the last 4. So he's been kind of decent lately. I think I like the under, and I'll just move on from there.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the under as well. I'm interested in how Mize comes back because this is his first start in about, 2 weeks since that hamstring injury, if I'm not mistaken.
You're talking about for Mize you're talking about?
Yeah, for Mize, yeah.
Let me just quickly
I think
check.
early May was his last start, and he had a hamstring. He was having a hamstring problems.
Yes, he has not pitched since the 8th.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see how he comes back. I'm always weary of backing guys off of injuries, especially soft tissue injuries. So I'm interested to see how they kind of play him. So I'll go with Cleveland as long as they're a good plus price, and I like the under as well. I mean, Ortiz, he's been pretty good. I mean, he just doesn't get a lot of run support. He's had some walk issues. I think he can clean that up. He's got a really good slider that he's had. He's had 7+ Ks in 5 of his 9 starts. So he's pitching pretty well. I mean, just not getting the best run support. So I think Cleveland's in a good spot here to get things done against Detroit.
Yeah. Moving on to the next game, you have the Dodgers against the Mets. Now, for this game, should be an interesting matchup and series. You have Gonsolin, who got shelled against the Angels last start, against Peterson, who has a 2.86 ERA. Mets are minus 115, Dodgers minus 105. The over-under in this game is set at about 8.5. Mets can't really hit right now. Dodgers can't really pitch right now, but at least they won the last 2 games against the Diamondbacks. So far this season, though, Dodgers have not been that great on the road, as they have been a pretty big home road splits team. They are 12-11 on the road. Mets, of course, are 17-5 at home. Peterson has been solid. I do want to point out he has allowed less than 3 earned in, I believe, 5 straight. So he's been pretty good. Walk issues, though. He's walked a total of 11 guys in his last 3 starts, which is not ideal when you're against the Dodgers. I'll go Dodgers here. I just feel like, based on where the price is located, I have to go with the value, and I just don't see much on the Mets. I see plus 104. I know Gonsolin got shelled the last time out, but the Mets can't really hit right now. Plus money on the Dodgers, really? I just feel like this is kind of a disrespectful line when I still think the Dodgers are the better team. So give me the Dodgers at plus 104.
Yeah, I'm going to go the opposite way. Gonsolin's dealing with some finger issue. He said, I don't know if it was a blister or it's just constant bleeding. I think that's why he was so bad. He had 5 walks in his last start, but he has had 2 combined in 2 road starts. So I'm kind of in between. The Mets offensively, you talked about, is having their struggles, but I do think they're better at home. Peterson's been really good. I mean, he's had some walk issues, had 10 walks in his last, 16 innings pitched, but at home he's been dominant 2 or less in 4 of his last 5 at home. So I'm going to take the Mets here. I know it's hard to get away from that Dodgers at plus money, but I'm going to trust Peterson at home. Gonsolin with that finger issue on his throwing hand, might I add. I think that might linger around here. So I'm going to take the Mets at home.
Yep. Moving on to the next game. Phillies against the A's. Now, for this one, we know the A's have lost what feels like 50 in a row, and yesterday's game should count as about 4 different losses, but they've lost 9 in a row. They were fun for a bit. I guess they're still fun because they give up about 8 runs a game, but either way, the point is they are in free fall. But for this game, you have the Phillies coming to town, and they are using Sanchez, who's been great, 4-1, 3.1 ERA. No clues pitching for the A's, and we don't have a line. So I'm assuming the Phillies will be a decent favorite. Mm-hmm. It's probably run line or pass for Philly. I'll take the run line until the A's win a game. I don't like their rotation right now. Their offense has been fine, but they can't pitch. And Philly's been good lately. So give me the Phillies minus 1.5.
Yeah, hard. I took the A's yesterday with Springs on the mound, but I mean, it's hard to dictate here. But I mean, Sanchez has been really good, man. He's been really good on the road as well. The A's, they got to get out of this month. They had a really, really tough schedule for the past month.
They've been hitting. It's just solely pitching. They just can't pitch.
Yeah, but I mean, the offenses they faced, man, it's been brutal. So they need to get out of this month and stay above ground to get going later on. So I'm probably going to be on the Phillies like team total over because they've been hitting the ball so well. Sanchez has been really good, man. He's been really, really good, especially on the road. He has some walk issues, but that's something that he can kind of navigate, I think, with the A's. So I'm going to take probably the Phillies team total over.
Yep. The thing about the team total, though, is that I want Sanchez. So if I take the team total, then I avoid Sanchez there. So that's kind of why I'm going to go with the run line instead. Moving on to the last game on the card, I believe. You have the Marlins against the Angels. Don't look now. Angels keep surging. They're 1 under 500. We have Quantrill against Soriano. The Angels are minus 175. Marlins are plus 145. Quantrill's been bad, 3-4, 6.37 ERA. Looking at the last couple of starts, though, been fine. He has allowed less than 2 earned in 3 of the last 4. No length at all, though, which is expected. Also worth mentioning, his ERA on the road is 7.36. For the Angels, though, Soriano's been fine, 3-4, 3.57 ERA. Been bad at home, though. 5.95 ERA, but he's actually been alternating good and bad starts because he allowed 3 earned, no earned, 3 earned, no earned, and 3 earned. So I guess he's due for a shutdown performance in this one. But for the actual matchup itself, Angels, they've been fantastic. They've won 7 in a row. Swept the Dodgers. They ended up winning all 4 games against the A's. They've been cooking. So I guess the question is, do you want to lay the potential run line with the Angels here at home? I might. I mean, they've been great. Like, I'm not gonna go against the hot team, and Quantrill I think is bad. So give me the Angels minus 1.5. Probably a good plus money price here. You can find the Angels minus 1.5 available at around plus 130. I like it. The over/under in this game, by the way, is at 8.5. I think that the over/under is a bit tricky because the Marlins might contribute nothing to this, but I like the plus 130. Give me the Angels minus 1.5.
Yeah, I like that. I like the over. Soriano's, like you said, man, just kind of like a roller coaster. He's had 11 walks in his last 3, so he kind of needs to clean that up. But Quantrill, man, he's been horrible. 18 earned in his last 3 road starts. He had been better in his last 3 starts, but I think he's allowed 8 runs in his last 3 starts. But in the previous 3, he allowed 15. So, but if you just blend all that together and you get 18 on the road, man, that is a tough way to go, especially with how the Angels have been playing as of late. Love the over. I think both offenses should be able to go. Miami's offense is generally a little bit better than what people give them credit for. And Soriano's walk issues could maybe come back and get some guys on base. So I'm going to go with the over as one of my better plays, and I'll lay that 1.5 or that plus 130 with the Angels also.
Yeah, that's going to wrap it up, though, for the actual card for Saturday. Time to move on into the lock and dog plays. Before we get into that, the reminder, they're brought to you by Rhythm because they're the home of ADVERTISE Picks and Props. They're available for the NBA playoffs, for the golf cards, for MLB, for WNBA as well. You can also try to free for a week, so try out the free trial. And a reminder, you can also use some amazing deals for discounts if you want to sign up for an account. You can use discount code SGPN25 for a 25% discount on monthly subscriptions. You'd also get a 50% off annual subscription with promo code SGPN50. Once again, for them, promo code SGPN25 for SGPN50. Sign up for the 7-day free trial by going to sportsgambling.com/RATHMM. We're also brought to you by Circle Ultimate Fantasy Ball Giveaway because Circle Resort and Casino in Las Vegas is giving away the Ultimate Fantasy Ball experience for a 12-person league, the draft in Vegas, and be treated like VIPs for your stay. We're going to get a 2-night stay at Circle Resort and Casino for the entire 12-person league. You could also draft at the Cabana, Stadium Swim with a $5K food and beverage credit, limited transportation to from the airport, and much more. Contest is from May 5th to June 30th. Sign up at sportsgambling.com/circa, sportsgambling.com/CIRCA. We're also brought to you by MyBookie.ag because they're the book to bet in every sport. They have the NBA playoffs, they have the NHL playoffs, they have tennis, they have baseball, they have UFC, you name it. They're also available in a ton of locations. Use crypto, booking fast payouts, easy deposit when you sign up for a new account, though. Use the promo code SGPN to get a 110,000 match up to 1K. Terms and conditions apply. MyBookie.ag, promo code SGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finish going through every game on the Saturday card. Time to move on into the lock and dog plays. Lonte, I'm going to go with you first. What are your lock and dog plays for the show?
Yeah, man, let's go pretty simple. Actually, I'm going to go with a dog for my lock, and let's go with Toronto. I think wrong team favored. I think once we get to the game, I think Toronto will be slightly favored. Berrios, superior pitcher than Boz. We went over the numbers. He's been really good on the road. Berrios, that is, 2 or less in 3 of his last 4. I really like the way Toronto's ascending up. They've been a little bit more consistent, which I know the downfall is coming, which we talked about yesterday. Let's just hope it's not tomorrow. So let's go even money for the lock with Toronto. Dog-wise, let's go to Atlanta, man. We're going to just keep fading San Diego until they kind of course correct and get a little bit better offensively. They've struggled offensively against worse teams. I think we get a decent pitcher on the mound. So that's plus 105-ish, if I'm not mistaken, for Atlanta at home.
Atlanta at home, I think that sounds right. Let me just check. Yeah, I see 105.
Yeah, so that's perfect. So I'll take Atlanta at home.
Okay. For mine, I thought about going for a total potentially, but I'm wondering what I want to go with. Okay. Think I'll go with the under in the... I don't want to go with the side. No, totals have been good to me. I'll go back to the total. Give me the under 8 in the Diamondbacks and Cardinals game. Kelly's been great recently. Liberatore's been great at home. I think that this should be a low-scoring game. Wind's also blowing in from right to left, so I see a pretty good spot where you might end up seeing a pretty, I'd say, small amount of runs here. I see like a 3-2 type game. But I do think that both teams offensively have been fine, but I like how the pitchers have been going. Give me the under 8 at minus 110 as my lock. For my dog... a couple of options I can go with here. Is there anything that I love on the card? You know what? Yeah, I'll go with the Royals at around plus 104. I'm not a Matthews guy. I mean, you mentioned his numbers in AAA compared to the pros. He seems like a pretty standard 4A guy, where he's too good for AAA, but he's not really good enough to be in the majors. And I do think that Waka, who's been solid lately, is the better pitcher in this one. Kansas City has not been a good road team. They've not been terrible. They're 11-14. But Waka, I got to mention his numbers because he has been solid lately. He's allowed less than 3 earned in 3 straight. He's allowed a total of 3 runs in his last 3 starts combined. And you throw in Matthews' numbers, who had walk issues, gave up hits to Milwaukee. And Milwaukee, before that game, I think got shut out in 2 straight games. So he's been bad so far in his career, and maybe turns it around, but I don't see that happening in this one. Give me the Royals at plus money. Best price now is available at plus 104. Now it's time for the home run pick. Lonte, who do you like to go yard in the Saturday slate?
Yeah, I think you talked about the weather, and I like them as my lock. I'm going to go with Vlad Guerrero. I think he's going to have a monster series in this specific ballpark. He's been okay as of late. I would like to see him play a little bit better, but I think in this spot against Boz, should be time for him to hit a couple. I'm actually going to play him 2+ home runs in this game because I think he has a really, really good series here.
Yeah, so for me, I don't have any lines on it, but I do think, assuming it's going to be this pitcher, if not, that's fine too. I'm going to fade Baltimore because why not? And Eflin gave up 4 home runs the last start, so it's definitely a guy that I want to fade. I'm going to take Devers. I know he had 2 home runs on Friday, not reinventing the wheel here, but in his lifetime, he is a .368 hitter against Eflin. He also has 2 home runs with that. He's been great recently. Eflin's been bad. And on top of that, we know Devers has been showcasing the power a lot lately, especially at home. Give me Devers to the home run here in this game against Eflin as my home run pick. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for the baseball card on Saturday. Back once again on Sunday to get into the Monday games. Lonte, anything else you want to add?
That's about it, man. We got some good action this weekend. We got some good series. And, we'll either look like really good. We'll have really good picks or really bad because we're on today and tomorrow. So, yeah.
Yep, looking forward to it. Of course, still have some basketball stuff, WNBA, you have tennis, all the other sports going on. Nice time of the calendar for sports. But anyway, until next time, I'm on Twitter, Reichel Radio. Find him on Twitter at XXLonteXX.